Hey everybody, T.O. from our Geek Teaching. Have you ever wondered what supplies you might need to start acrylic pouring? I've got the answers for you coming up. This is the first in a series for beginning acrylic pouring. I'm going to do a whole series. The first one today is starting out with supplies. What supplies do we need to start pouring? Because you got to get pouring right away. So the first thing you need is paint. There's a ton of different kinds of paint. I've got a bunch of paint listed up here. Craft paints, a little bit higher level than craft maybe, but not much. Craft paints, craft paint. Nothing wrong with craft paint. In fact, that's where I would recommend you start. Craft paints are a lot less expensive. They're very forgiving. And you want to pour, and you want to pour a lot, especially in the early stages. You got to pour. You got to pour a bunch to learn the materials. So I would recommend starting with craft paints. There are other paints, of course, Liquitex, higher level brand, maybe a higher student brand, prosumer. Same with the Dollar Roundy. Golden is going to be a pro level paint. You're not going to pour beginning with golden. It's very high quality, and the price would reflect that. If you're going to do a commission down the road, that's where you want to go. All right, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to cover that in a later video, just talking about paints. So the second thing you need, cups. You got to have some cups. This is what I do. I just go to the dollar store and I buy the cheap cups they have there for a package. I don't know how many is in the package, not very many. 15, 20 maybe, but they last quite a while. You could just reuse them. That's what I did. These are a little bit bigger than what you need to start with. I'd buy smaller ones, maybe like this, or you could even get the little Dixie portion cups. Those work great as well. Bunch of cups laying around, whatever you have in the cupboard will also work. But in the beginning, you're not going to use a lot of paint. You're going to start out pretty small. All right, number 3, pouring medium. A lot of different pouring mediums, just like there's a lot of different paint. The first kind, Liquitex Professional, this is the matte medium. Probably not where you're going to start. Works really, really well. This is what I use for all of my play. Floetrol. You can get it at Walmart, a lot of Walmarts anyway. You can get it at your big box lumber stores, your big box construction stores, Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot, those kinds of places. It's just a paint extender. Same thing, if I'm going to do a commission, I probably wouldn't be using that. I would use Golden, actually made for pouring. GAC 800, stands for Golden Artist Colors 800, great product. Fairly pricey, but again, if you are going to be pouring a commission and you want to make sure that you have longevity with that piece, that's what you're going to use. Okay, you could use Mod Podge. Most people have that laying around, if you're a crafter anyway. And if you don't have that, Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue works great. They all work a little bit differently, but again, the whole point here is to get you pouring right away with whatever you can. Tomorrow, or the next video, I will show you how we can do an acrylic pour with $7 worth of materials from the dollar store. All right, that was number 3. Number 4, substrates. A substrate in the art world is just the piece that you're pouring onto. These are canvas boards or canvas panels. This is a 3-pack. This is Artist Loft brand, very inexpensive, and this is actually where I would start. I would do 5x7s either on these, or you could actually pour on sheet protectors. Sheet protectors are also very, very inexpensive. Again, there's no excuse for not starting right away. Skip coffee for a couple days, grab $7 worth of materials, and start pouring. Or you might even have sheet protectors at home. All right, you can also pour on Masonite. You could pour on plexiglass. You could pour on glass. You could pour on tiles. You could pour on sheet metal, aluminum panels. You could actually pour on cardboard. It won't last at all, but you can pour on cardboard. You could pour on good high quality art papers that we might use for like oil and wax, for example. You could pour on 3D objects. So again, you could pour on anything. If I were just starting out and wanted to pour a lot, I would either pour on 5x7 panels like this, or I would go get sheet protectors and pour on those. You could even pour just on regular plastic. Okay, number 5, you need a drop cloth of some sort. Drop cloth is right here. I bought this at the dollar store. I like to use this really thick 5mm plastic because I peel the skins and you can use those for different things. But again, even if you have newspaper, just to put something down over your table, so you can pour right now, pour tomorrow, pour in the kitchen, pour wherever you need to. But pour, where am I? Pour, just get started pouring is what I'm trying to say. I bought this from the dollar store. Again, plastic, newspaper, whatever you have laying around will also work. Number 6, really, really important and most often left out. In your studio practice, you need to be journaling. You need to keep notes. Pouring especially, well, not just pouring. Everything that you do in your art studio, practice is experimentation. You have to fail. And on those rare occasions where you succeed and you really like something, if you have notes, you can come back to it. If you don't have notes, you're going to be experimenting a lot more because you won't know what to do. So write your notes down, write down your mixtures, write down whatever formulas, whatever that you decided to use, because it varies with whatever paint you're using and whatever pouring medium you're using with that paint, and other additives that we'll talk about later. Okay, finally, the last thing you need are stir sticks, something to stir the paint with. Okay, I just use these. I go buy these again at the craft store. You can get them at I think they're $5 at Walmart for a small packet of them. I reuse them until they are dead. So again, not very expensive, but it will definitely help. If you don't have this, don't use it for an excuse. Use a pencil, use anything. As you move along, you're definitely going to want to get these because you will develop a feel. You can kind of tell through the feeling of the board, the mixing stick here, how the paint is. You'll get a feel for what it is. So that's it. 7 different things to start pouring. 1, paint. 2, cups and containers. 3, pouring mediums. 4, substrates. 5, a drop cloth. 6, a journal of some sort. And 7, something to stir your paint with. That's it. See you next time.